So now we're going to talk about how the Western mainstream media frames the Israel-Palestine so-called conflict and correct some of the very incorrect ways that they are framing something that just happened recently. Here is an article from the BBC. Israel says likely killed Palestinian girl in error. Israel likely killed Palestinian girl in error. Whoops! We accidentally killed this little girl. Whoops! Israel says its forces appear to have unintentionally killed a 16-year-old Palestinian girl amid a gun battle with militants in the occupied West Bank. Now, do you notice how this story, which by the way, it has been changed. The original was this. Palestinian girl shot dead on roof of West Bank home. Palestinian girl just shot dead on roof of West Bank home. And then they updated it after Israel said this. So Israel, what the Israeli government officially says, gets to frame the story in the first place. The Israeli government is taken as a source worth citing. Only when they said this was the headline updated. When the Palestinian side said that they killed her, it wasn't. It was instead Palestinian girl shot dead. Who knows what happened to her? And let's continue looking at the article. Okay? The way this is framed is truly just barbarous because what this is, it's Israeli troops in Jenin. Jenin is in Palestine. Unambiguous. Even Israel's allies say that Jenin is in Palestine, okay? These are invading soldiers invading Palestine to attack armed Palestinians who have every fucking right to be armed and defend their own fucking country from invading settler colonial troops. Okay? And they're like, whoops, sorry, we shot her on the roof of her own house in her own country, which we have no fucking right to be in, which we are fucking invading because we thought that she was a fucking soldier from her country defending her country from us. Whoops, sorry. And it's reframed by the Western media as if like the only issue here is that like, you know, Israeli troops accidentally killed her, right? That's it. There's nothing else here to it. It's like, you know, it's framed as if it's like a legitimate war between two equal sides, both with equal legitimacy, and one side just happened to make a little bit of a mistake. Not that one side is carrying out a settler colonial conquest. The other side is desperately defending their homeland from that side trying to further this settler colonial conquest. And the settler colonists murder one of the colonized people because they thought that she was an armed colonized person. That doesn't make it any fucking better. They have no right to be there. They have no right to attack armed Palestinians in Palestine, in Jenin, in the West Bank. And they certainly have no fucking right to shoot a 16-year-old Palestinian girl because they think she's one of them. If you're a fucking sniper looking at someone, you know, through a scope or through some form of like enhanced vision from afar, you have time to look at who they are and make an assessment of whether they're armed or not. It's wrong even despite that, but that just makes it even worse. And the way that it's framed in the Western media
feels like he
is
supports
absolutely
the
fucking
Holocaust.
insane. Yeah, like a sniper doesn't accidentally kill a civilian. This was not someone being killed in the crossfire. This is a sniper intentionally shooting someone. A girl who clearly would have been much fucking shorter than one of the fighters, for one, because she's a 16-year-old girl. For two, she certainly didn't have any weapons or anything that would have looked like a weapon on her, and the sniper would have had enough of a view of her to be able to tell if it was a real weapon or not. For three, she clearly probably would have had a fucking hijab on, probably a colored hijab too, because there's photos of her wearing pink ones. Yet, somehow, the sniper still ends up shooting her. According to witnesses, 4 times. 4 times! The IDF and its commanders regret any harm to uninvolved civilians. Holy shit, man. When you're doing a settler colonial invasion and conquest of another fucking country, which Israel has done to every inch of Palestine, everyone there is someone who you have no fucking right to do anything to. And it's so fucking absurd. They arrested 18 people, including 3 suspected of terrorist activity. The terrorist activity fighting back against the fucking settler colonial occupier. This is the actual framing that is needed to get to the fucking root of it so that people understand what the issue is here. The issue is not that Israel is making some oopsies every now and again while doing an anti-terrorist operation. It's that Israel is in territory, unambiguously acknowledged internationally to be Palestine, occupying it and murdering people who dared to fight back against their occupation, and justifying that with the notion that fighting back against them is terrorism and murdering fucking 16-year-old girls in the process of doing so. Unbelievable shit. The framing of this in the Western media is just disgusting. And I don't know, I had to go over it. I've already gone over something like this before, but in a much shorter way. So hopefully this will elaborate a little bit on the correct framing of how this supposed conflict needs to be framed. Otherwise, Israel is going to be continually advantage. That's why the Western media reports on it in this like neutral, objective way that frames it if it's just an everyday conflict between two equally legitimate sides. It's a fucking joke. It's not at all.